Istanbul, Turkey. Chapter 1. Istanbul, where continents collide and chaos feels like home. Welcome to Istanbul, a city that couldn't pick a side, so it decided to live on two continents at once. Half Europe, half Asia, and 100% drama. This is a place where empires rose, fell, and somehow left their best bits behind. Minarets pierce the skyline, ferries glide through the Bosphorus, and 1,000 years of history crash into modern chaos like it's a daily ritual. There's no warm-up with Istanbul. It doesn't whisper. It shouts. It doesn't politely invite you to explore. It grabs you by the senses and says, "Buckle up, darling." So let's dive straight into this beautiful mess, the palaces, mosques, neighborhoods, and flavors that make Istanbul one of the most addictive cities on the planet. Old Istanbul, the city of minarets and madness, step into Sultanahmet, the postcard-perfect heart of the old city. Here, every stone is dramatic. Every echo feels centuries deep. It's where the Byzantine and Ottoman worlds overlap like two bold brushstrokes, chaotic, proud, and stunning. The skyline? Straight up iconic. The Hagia Sophia looms like a diva that's seen it all. Church, mosque, museum, mosque again. Call it a historic identity crisis, but whatever it is today, it's breathtaking. Golden light spills over its dome at sunset. The call to prayer floats through the air, and the whole square hums with the energy of travelers who just realized how small they are compared to history. A few steps away stands the Blue Mosque, or Sultanahmet Mosque if you want to sound cultured. Its 6 minarets stab the sky like an architectural mic drop. Inside, it's all serenity and blue-tiled perfection, a hypnotic dance of geometry and light. And then, right next door, the Basilica Cistern, Istanbul's underground secret. A forest of marble columns holding up a ceiling that drips with mystery. It's cool, dark, and echoing like a gothic dream or a movie set waiting for James Bond to show up in a tux. Everywhere in Sultanahmet is drama. Pigeons flutter around ancient walls, street vendors shout over the hum of tourists, and somewhere, someone is always trying to sell you a carpet made by my grandmother just for you. Topkapi Palace. Where power was served with gold cutlery, now we glide to Topkapi Palace, the Ottoman Empire's version of You Wish You Lived Here, for 400 years. This was where sultans ruled an empire that stretched across continents, and they did it with serious flair. Think courtyards dripping with tulips, tile work so detailed it could make Michelangelo cry, and treasures that sparkle with don't touch energy, the harem section. That's where the real soap opera happened, concubines, politics, whispers, and intrigue behind those ornate walls. Forget Netflix. This was the drama series of its time. From the palace terrace, the view over the Golden Horn and Bosphorus is pure poetry. You can practically feel history flexing in every direction. The Bosphorus, where east meets west, literally then comes the Bosphorus, Istanbul's superstar. A 31-kilometer strait that slices the city between continents and somehow keeps everything connected. Watching ferries glide across its surface is hypnotic. It's not just a body of water, it's Istanbul's mood ring. Morning light paints it gold, afternoon turns it silver, and by night it becomes a black mirror reflecting the city's endless glow. Locals treat the ferry like a commute, but for travelers, it's a moving postcard. Grab a seat, sip some tea, and watch as the skyline unfolds, palaces, mosques, mansions, bridges, and 1,000 stories floating by. Crossing from Europe to Asia in 20 minutes? It never gets old. You start on one continent and end on another. No customs, no passport stamps. Just seagulls chasing crumbs and the scent of simit, that sesame-covered bread ring, wafting through the breeze. On one side, Europe pulses with monuments and nightlife. On the other, Asia hums with neighborhoods that feel like a city within a city, more local, more lived in, and just as beautiful. The Bosphorus isn't just geography, it's identity. Istanbul doesn't belong to either side. Both belong to it. Neighborhoods that define the vibe. Istanbul is a patchwork of personalities stitched together with chaos. Every district is a different flavor, and if you want to feel the city, you have to taste them all. Sultanahmet is for history buffs. Grand, majestic, but tourist-heavy. You go there to tick off landmarks and accidentally overpay for tea. Beyoğlu and Taksim? That's the city's restless heart. Think neon lights, rooftop bars, loud music, and endless energy. Istiklal Street runs through it like an artery, crowded, dramatic, and never boring. One minute you're admiring a 19th century building. The next you're dodging a street musician with a synthesizer. Karachi is the cool younger cousin. Once industrial, now full of art galleries, espresso bars, and design shops that make you feel like your life needs better lighting. And Kedikai across the water on the Asian side is where locals actually hang out. Street murals, secondhand bookstores, record shops, and food that'll ruin your diet and your willpower. Here, life moves more slowly, but the spirit is just as fierce. Each neighborhood has its rhythm, its scent, and its soundtrack. Together, they make Istanbul the city of 1,000 playlists. Sunsets and skyline. The city glows differently here. No Istanbul story is complete without that golden hour glow. Head to Galata Tower and you'll see why painters, poets, and influencers all lose their minds over this view. The tower itself dates back to the 14th century, built by Genoese traders, now surrounded by selfie sticks. But the panorama? Unreal. From up there, the city unfolds like a dream, domes, bridges, water, chaos, all lit by the fire of the setting sun. Or maybe take it in from Üsküdar, watching the sky melt into pink and gold behind the silhouette of the mosque. It's the kind of view that makes you forget traffic, time, and possibly your name. And as the muezzins call for evening prayer, their voices weave across the skyline like a song written for centuries. It's haunting, powerful, and unforgettable. Street food, the real religion of Istanbul. Forget fancy dining. The real Istanbul is eaten standing up at 2 a.m., surrounded by chaos. There's simit, that crunchy, sesame-coated bread ring that somehow makes you feel local just by holding it. There's balık ekmek, the legendary fish sandwich served straight off boats at Eminönü, messy, salty, and weirdly perfect. Kebabs, obviously, but not the boring kind. There's Adana, spicy and grilled to perfection. Iskender, soaked in yogurt and tomato sauce. And diyarım, the wrap you swear will be your last until it's not. Then comes midi dolma, mussels stuffed with spiced rice, eaten by the dozen on street corners. And if you're brave or drunk, kokorek, lamb intestines grilled with herbs and served in bread. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's a rite of passage. Finally, there's dessert, baklava, kanif, and Turkish ice cream, served by vendors who treat every sale like a circus act. It's sweet, chaotic, and totally Istanbul. Nightfall in the city that never quiets down as the sun dips, the city switches gears but never slows down. Rooftop bars light up in Beyoğlu. Meyhanes, Turkish taverns, fill with laughter and clinking glasses, and the Bosphorus sparkles like a runway. Traditional tunes mix with electronic beats, and somewhere someone's dancing barefoot on a terrace under fairy lights. Istanbul at night is electric, part nostalgia, part nightlife, all attitude. You don't visit it. You surrender to it. Final beat. The city that owns its chaos, Istanbul, isn't tidy, calm, or predictable. And that's exactly why it's unforgettable. It's where history and hustle share the same street corner, where the call to prayer meets car horns, and where beauty hides in the noise. This city doesn't ask to be understood. It just is, and that's what makes it magic. Up next, Chapter 2, Markets, Madness, and Magic, inside Istanbul's hidden heart, next time. The journey dives deeper into the markets, smells, and street life, from the Grand Bazaar to the alleys of Ballet and the Asian side, secret corners. Expect colors, chaos, and the kind of sensory overload only Istanbul can deliver.